Hi, dyslexic genius here, Brett Hurt. My phone number is 864-236-1680. And I'm starting to buff out the nickel for the Melba, but I want to show you some things about the nickeling of a machine like this compared to nickeling other machines. So let's step into the shop real quick. Yes, I do wear gloves to protect myself from I do have an industrial buffer. What we have here is major rust on the Melba, and we're going to get all this re-nickeled, and on all these parts have to be nickeled. You can hold small screws like this in a pin vise when you buff them out, and this makes life a little bit easier when you're doing this. And all this has to be polished out like I just did here, because you don't want it to look like that when it goes to the nickel plater.
You can't just nickel over this stuff?
You can't nickel over this stuff. So this you have to polish everything out, because the finish on your metal is what counts when you're doing this. And what I want to point out is the Melba, we're doing a ground up resto on the machine, but we don't want the shiny nickel, which is like this crank I had done. We want to go to a softer polish like this. It brings out the shine, but it's not making it overwhelming. If we nickel all the parts like this, it would look terrible on the machine. It'd look ugly. But if we go to a softer polish, so what I'm doing is I'm using my industrial nickeler, and you can see here, this is how it comes back in this silvery dull look, and then it polishes out here. But the problem with machines...
So you have to polish it first.
I polish everything out first.
And then you nickel.
Then I nickel, and then I polish again. And that's why nickeling costs so much money. But you can see right in here, we still have a little bit of pitting because it's rusted. And we're going to have pitting on the back bracket. The back bracket will look beautiful, but this is cast iron, and these are porous. And even the old finish here, I polished out to check it before I do everything. Yes, it was coppered, but we still have the pitting from the rust that's coming through everything. We'll do the same thing on the turntable right here. We have to clean this off too, because this is all grenaded. This is just rusted out. And if I can see it, but you see a little bit of nickel, a little bit of steel, because the rust is eating away. The nice thing about doing this is a lot of parts on it are brass, like this. This part here is nickel. So you can buff this all out, and I'll leave all the dents and stuff in here. We want originality, but we just want it to look a lot better. You don't want this on your phonograph, polished out. It's going to look really ugly. These are just things I wanted to show you, the difference in nickeling. The nickeling you see now didn't come out till 1961. The early stuff was they ran a positive and a negative, and they had a nickel alloy in there, and the nickel alloy did its little thingy. The technology is a lot better nowadays, and that's my tip for the day.